Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to see the screen that I'm on. Basically, just to give you a little bit of background, I started an accounting and CPA practice back in 1996, and part of what we did was asset management and financial services. And we then grew that practice to well over $6 million in revenues, and a lot of it had to do with financial services and managing your money. And so what I've done here today is I've gone back, and I sold that practice in 2004, but even today, I manage money, I manage a no-load mutual fund, and have an accounting and CPA practice. And I've really repeated the same type of thing, and I've grown significantly once again. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to be able to bring this platform to folks like yourself out there that want to get into asset management. But the biggest hurdles I always hear from people is it's too hard. I don't know which of the 17,000 mutual funds to choose. I don't know how to put together portfolios. I don't know how to manage it, and then also the compliance. So what we've done is we've put all that guesswork and taken all the guesswork out of it and made a very simple platform that you can use, and it's the exact same platform that I use in my practice. And it's really pretty simple. So I just want to walk you through this website and show you how easy it is to use. And then hopefully at the end of the day, whether you're doing asset management or not, or is it something you want to do, you can take a look at our platform, and you're more than welcome to use it. Okay, and I'll explain how it works. But really on the front page here, this web page is geared towards our end client, my clients and your clients. And it's what we do is just as it says, I mean, we serve the clients of accountants and CPAs to take the guesswork out of the hands of investors and why sort through 17,000 plus mutual funds and put together a portfolio matching your risk tolerance. Okay? We use different no-load mutual funds, 6 to 8, sometimes 10, and create 5 separate portfolios. And those structured portfolios, as I click over here on structured portfolios, are aggressive, moderate aggressive, moderate, income and growth, and conservative. And you can simply see right here, what the definition of each of those are. And it makes pretty much sense. Obviously, conservative is for those who are less risk averse, and then aggressive is for those who can accept more risk. And the beauty about the Archer Financial Advisors Network and what we're doing with you folks is we are monitoring the market. We'll track the fund activity. We correct for changes and adjust to your needs, and then communicate those changes not only with the clients but also with you, if there are any. In addition to that, one of the most important factors behind asset management is asset allocation. Well, we manage that asset allocation for you. And not only that, we also do all the reallocating, as you can see here, as well as the rebalancing. Okay? I mean, we do that for your clients. So you really do not have to do anything. All you have to do is shake hands and kiss babies, as we always say. Okay? And that, by doing that, it really frees up your time to operate your accounting and tax business, but at the same time bring in assets, okay? And that's what we want to do. I mean, the whole idea here is we want to bring in assets, okay? So I just want to show you this home and the structured portfolios because obviously this is geared towards the client. Also geared towards the client is the client login. They'll be able to access their account online. All they have to do is click here, and at any given time, they'll be able to log in and access their client's account. Okay. In addition, you will receive copies of their statements. We also have logins so you can actually review their accounts as well online. Although generally speaking, we'll have it set up so you can review the paper copies. And since all the portfolios will operate in the same type of manner, you'll know what's going on with each portfolio. No longer are the days when you have to say, gosh, I need to know 100 different portfolios. No, there's only 5. And you'll know what the performance of those 5 are because we update them every month right on the website in the Morningstar portfolio category. Okay? So the other thing that we have for the clients is we have our free weekly insights email and a quarterly newsletter. Okay? So once your clients come on board with us, I mean, we're going to be helping you to do the marketing, staying in front of them, and doing the touch for them. And as what this does is every week I create basically an email talking about whether it's a rate cut and I try to make it somewhat humorous. If any of you ever get my emails, I mean, you know what they're all about. We try to talk about what's going on in the market, but then try to relate that back to the client so they have a good understanding of what's going on in the market and what's going on in their account. It really helps to keep the client in your corner. All right? Okay, now let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes of the site, okay? And that, if I go to the private advisor access, see that where it says click here? Okay. We have a username and password, and I'm going to give that all to you right now. The username is Archer. The password is finance, okay? FINANCE. The username is Archer, and the password is finance. Once I click on this, a whole new world basically comes up for us. Because what we want to do is obviously we want to be that central focus of the client. And by the way, these clients, these are your clients. These are not my clients. I mean, you have them. You own them. I don't own them. If you ever want to leave or do something different, you're more than welcome to. But this is the exact same portfolios that I use in my practice, risk tolerance, the whole deal. And I got to tell you, it's very streamlined and very easy to use. So there's no guessing. There's no additional work. We handle everything. All you do is basically fill out applications and take money and collect checks. Okay? So here are the structured portfolios and the PDFs of each. These are all client compliant. Okay, or they're all under compliance. So let's just go to like moderate. If I hover over moderate, I can quickly see that cash is 9.3%, U.S. stocks is 70.39, non-U.S. is 10, bonds, etc. So what I want to do is I can just click on this. And can everyone see that on my site? You can't see that yet?
No.
Okay. Well, let me make sure you can see this. There we go. Now can you see it?
There we go, yep.
Okay. So when I click on, once I go through my login, it pulls up. I'm gonna put that down here for a sec. Let me go back one. Just to show you how I did that again. Okay, can y'all see that page?
Yes.
After I've logged in? Okay. So here are my structured portfolios. All right. We have our portfolio PDFs. They're all compliant, so you can give these right to the client. Client risk tolerance. If you don't know what your client's risk tolerance is, you should. Okay? And there's a quick form there that'll help you to kind of walk through so you'll get an idea of what their risk tolerance is. Once you hit submit, it also submits it to me. So if you want me to tell you what the risk tolerance is, I can. Obviously, most of you will be able to understand that once you go through it with your client. Okay? So let's go back down. Here's the moderate portfolio. We're just going to click on that. And here's the PDF. And again, you should be able to see that. And it looks like you can. Okay, so here's the PDF of the moderate portfolio. And also, I mean, it's got everything from how it's performed. So for the last 3 months through June 30th, it was up 2.45%. That means it beat the benchmark by 5%. Okay? For the last year, it was down 1.97, but once again, we beat the benchmark by 11.15, and our benchmark is the S&P 500. And over 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years. So obviously our performance has been very solid for this portfolio. In fact, all of these portfolios, compared to their benchmarks, are in the top approximate 15% within their categories, which is very solid. The whole idea here is we're never going to have a portfolio that's number one, okay? But you want good, consistent performing portfolios. That's the idea. Clients never get unhappy with that, and your client retention will be very good. Furthermore, as you can see from the graph here, okay, the little graph, investment activity graph, even through 2000, 2001, 2002, being in a moderate portfolio, I mean, the returns are pretty much flat. That's actually good, okay? If we were to go up to aggressive, and we can later, but you would see obviously there's a lot more swings in the portfolio. But down below we have everything in the moderate portfolio. If you want to share with your client, you say the beta right here, which means this is the risk that this portfolio takes compared to the S&P 500. The beta of this portfolio, or the risk, is 0.69 over a 3-year period. That means it takes 69% of the risk of the market, yet at the same time, we've also outperformed the market, as shown here in the benchmark returns. Okay? Does everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay. So these Morningstar, and most people know who Morningstar is. Morningstar is a great group. I mean, obviously they have a lot of different, I guess, pieces, for clients and that sort of thing. But this has all the appropriate disclosures in there, as you can see. All right? So that's the moderate portfolio. All right? Now, I mean, further to that is, here's all the different portfolios, from aggressive to moderate aggressive, moderate, etc. Obviously, if I go to aggressive, and by the way, our aggressive may not be quite as aggressive as most, okay? We're about 90% equities currently. Again, we manage the asset allocation. These funds within these asset allocations are obviously managing as well. So one fund may have 5% cash on their hands, even though they may be an aggressive fund. As you can see, in 2000 down to 2002, this portfolio lost money, okay? But at the same time, it still outperformed the benchmark pretty handsomely over time. And once again, the beta on this portfolio is 90%, and even over a 10-year period, it takes the exact same amount of risk as the S&P 500. Yet at the same time, we've outperformed it by nearly 5% per year over that 10-year period, 5.11%. That's nothing to sneeze at. Okay? Anytime you can outperform, your clients are going to be happy. And we've set these portfolios up so they outperform the S&P 500 across all of the different structured portfolios. Even if I go down to conservative and pull it up, okay? Here, now obviously over a 5-year period, we've only outperformed it by 0.46. This portfolio, there's very little swings. In fact, it made money through 2000 through 2002, as most portfolios didn't. But obviously, you're not going to have near the returns either when the market does well. And this portfolio takes anywhere from 42% to 39% of the risk of the market. Okay, you're all saying, yeah, okay, Troy, that's good and fine, and I can print these things out and give it right to my client. But then how do I go from there? Okay, and that's what you want to know. So let's just cut to the chase on that. Getting paid. That's important. The way we do this is once again, it's pretty simple. If you want to become affiliated with us, all you have to do is fill out our Archer Advisor Agreement, which is right here on the right-hand side of the screen, if you can all see that, and then also a U4 form, and a check payable for $350. Our annual fees are $350, period. There are no monthly fees. It's just $350. We are an SEC registered investment advisor. Once you have assets greater than $1 million, as you can see there, okay, greater than $1 million, there are no fees. you pay absolutely zero fees per year. Pretty simple. When on getting paid, the first $20,000 in fees are paid to you at 80%. The next $30,000 in fees are paid to you at 90%. And once you hit a certain level, by the way, you don't go back. So if you're at 90% pay level, when you start over the next year, you're still at 90%. $50,000 through $75,000 is paid at 95%. $75,000 and up is paid at 97%. If you want to have your own RIA, great. You can still use our program, and you get 100% of the fees. We don't care. But obviously, all the compliance, everything rests on your shoulders, not ours. All right? You still need to fill out the Archer Advisor Agreement, but obviously you don't need to do the U4. You already have an RIA. So this is so simple. I have to tell you, I mean, this is so simple to earn another $50,000 per year while doing very, very little work. So if I have a client, I have a $50,000 rollover, and let's say we're going to charge them 1% management fees, that's $500 per year. All right? Even if you're at 80%, you get $400 per year for managing that relationship. Not necessarily managing the investments, but just managing the relationship. That's all you have to do. We handle everything else. So, and the fee is 0.75 for clients with $500,000 and greater up to $1 million, 0.5% over $1 million. It is so easy to add $1 million in assets under management, which is $10,000 gross, $8,000 if you're at the 80% level, $8,000 per year for doing not a heck of a lot. We aren't getting those fees on doing tax returns, generally speaking. If I had 10 clients with $100,000 apiece as a rollover in an IRA or whatever it may be, we're not making $1,000 a year off that tax return. I mean, some of us are. I mean, but that's the exception, not the rule. Okay? So this is a great way to bring in additional revenues. If you brought in $1 million each year for 5 years, at the end you'd have brought in $5 million. Now, presumably that $5 million is probably going to grow to $6 or $7 million. Now you're going to be getting 95% payout. I mean, you're going to be earning $60,000 to $70,000 every year or more by just managing a relationship and not necessarily managing the actual investments. Okay. All right. So let me just point out something else to you here, which I think is pretty important as well, and that's all the forms. So once again, if you want to join with us, it's very simple. You do the Archer Advisor Agreement, do the U4, fill out the U4 the best you can, and return it to our office. You can also email it to me as well. But let's say I have a client and I want to get them signed up. Once again, this is so simple. Okay? Here's all the forms. All the forms that you're going to need to know are right here. Okay? I mean, let's say I have a client and we want to open up an IRA. I click here for simple IRA, or it says IRA, and it's basically the simplified form. It doesn't mean simple IRA. But all I do is I fill this out. Okay? The IRA custodian name is us, so you don't necessarily have to do that. But IRA holder's name, you fill this out. Pretty simple, right? Looks pretty easy. It's a pretty easy form. The majority of it, pages 2 through 6, are just information for the client. The only page that you're filling out is page 1. That's it. Very simple. All right. Let's say we're transferring it from another IRA. I go to my account transfer form. Okay, I fill it out. I just have the account's titled on the account. Anytime you have one of these accounts, you fill it out, send it to us if you have questions. All right. The checks are made out to Stern AG Leach, or SALI. Stern AG is one of the largest independent custodian groups around. I mean, it's like Pershing or somebody like that. I mean, they're huge. Okay, so you can send those forms to us or send them direct to Stern AG. It doesn't matter to us, but we always need a copy of the form. Okay, we always need a copy of it. So you can send it to us. If you have a question and it's not filled out, appropriately, we'll either call you or email you. And if you want us to call the client, we'll take care of it for you. That easy. We want to take all the burden off you and put it to us, and we'll help you to manage this money. Okay? It's that easy, to be in business. All right? So, can everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay. Once again, it's pretty simple. All right? It's a pretty simple process. Here are all the different, you can have a Roth IRA, client internet access. So, this is obviously very easy. If the client wants to have internet access and be able to look at their account, it's one page. Basically, it's their name, address, and they sign it. Pretty simple. A normal client account application is number one. All right? We have all the forms out there, or for the majority of the forms. You won't be using all these forms. We have other forms also. So if this is going to capture 95%, 98% of the clients right here. All right? Whether it be a simple IRA, a Roth IRA, whatever. The other thing you do, for every client that you pick up, you're going to give them this number 12, which is ABV Part 2, and you're also going to give them our management fee agreement, which is the management fee agreement simply says how we're going to get paid, and we're going to be paid right out of their account. So every quarter we're going to get paid whatever the average is of the previous quarter. So if someone had $100,000 at the beginning of the quarter and it was $200,000 at the end, we'd be billing them, for instance, 1% at times $150,000, and just for that quarter. All right, so they'd be paying us basically 0.25% of $150,000. We do all the billing. We take care of all that. All we do is send you the checks. All right. This site is so simple to use. This platform is so simple to use. This is it. It's that simple. Does anybody have any questions?
As far as taxable investment accounts, do you guys, if people are going through and selling any of these portfolios off, do you guys keep track of the basis, or is that a client responsibility then?
No, we most certainly do. We keep track of everything.
Okay.
Yeah, we keep track of all basis. We quarterly. Your clients will get quarterly performance reports versus the benchmark as well. So they're going to get great statements, easy statements to read, frankly. They're going to get all the tax law accounting reporting, everything. So there's no guessing game at the end of the year.
Now, do you guys have anything available on here too for college 529 plans, or is that?
We do not.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't. 529 plans are great tools. Obviously, we love them, but frankly, we don't do anything with the 529s.
Okay. Well, I know that they're usually dictated though, specifically by the state. So with the portfolios, it'd be hard to fit in.
Yeah. I kind of like to say this is the system that allowed me to bring in $120 million in assets. All right, over time, and I make hamburgers. Not cheeseburgers or chicken sandwiches, but hamburgers. But I think I have the best hamburger in town, and this platform is my hamburger. For lack of a better term.
Well, it seems to take the KISS approach that people can understand pretty easily, and as long as it's outperforming the market, that's really the key thing that people are looking for.
That's right. And we, I will give you this. Our portfolios may be a bit more conservative than some, but you know what? Clients never leave when they're not losing money. They leave when their account gets killed, and they thought they were in something more conservative. I'm sorry? Does somebody else have a question? If you have your phones on mute, you can take it off mute and ask away.
Hey, George, this is Jeff Matthews.
Yeah, hey, Jeff, how are you?
Well, I'll call you later privately, but what licensings are required for that?
Oh, yeah, hey, good point. I'm sorry, I did not mention that. If I go back to actually I was already on it. The getting paid, all right here. The only thing that you need is a Series 65 license. Okay.
Okay.
You need a 65 license, and that's it. Once you fill out the U4 form and send us the 350, we register you, all right, and we get you set up to take the Series 65. Now, it's up to you to get the books and study, obviously. We can't study for you.
Right.
But you can get the Series 65 through whether it be Kaplan, Securities Training Consultants, STC, people like that. You study, take the Series 65. We'll open the window for you to take the exam, and you can take them at all kinds of different testing centers all across America. And then once you have that Series 65, you're free to go.
Okay. So no longer need the 6 then?
No, you don't need a 6. You just need a Series 65. Yeah. This is really the best way to offer financial services. I mean, and look, I'm biased. I mean, but I've owned a broker dealer. I mean, I've done it the other way, and I think this is the best way to do financial services in your practice. You can bring in good assets. It's great money, and the way we have it set up, it's very simple.
Roy?
Yeah.
This is Ron Valentine. Are there any minimums that you impose on this?
There's not, but that's actually a good question. The only time that these portfolios are not used is when the account is less than $50,000. Okay, and even when it's within $25,000 to $50,000, we can potentially still use these same portfolios because a lot of times it'll still work out. But if it's less than $25,000, is what we like to do is we like to ask whether these folks are focused on income, a balanced approach, which is moderate, or aggressive. There's basically 3 categories, and we just try to keep it really simple. It's income, balanced, or aggressive, and depending on what they say, we may only buy 2 no-load mutual funds until they get to that $25,000 mark when we can allocate it correctly. Because the only problem that you have is if somebody sends you $5,000. Frankly, if 5% goes into a certain fund, they have $250 there, and for billing and all that, it's really a nightmare. And frankly, the client will be like, I don't get it. Why do they take out 7 cents out of my, I mean, it just creates confusion from what we've found. You can still pick up those clients less than $25,000, but once again, they just fall under 3 categories: income, moderate, or aggressive.
And so just to recap, so your fee is 1%, and then out of that 1% you take out of the client, you pay based on this grid schedule here.
Yeah, we pay you somewhere between 80% and 97% payout.
Of that 1%.
Yeah, which I think you'll find is actually well above our competitors. The beauty of it is I don't have the big, Manhattan office, that I have to support. I've kept everything really simple.
Yeah. Now, if we're already with a different broker-dealer, we just need to get a selling agreement with Archer?
Yeah, you just need to make sure that your broker-dealer is aware that you are going to use us through the RIA side.
Okay.
And most will let you do it. Some will not. Because they want you to use theirs, obviously, so they try to make more money, I guess,
So, Troy, question: let's just say we're talking simple tax return clients, they got $3,000 to put in a Roth IRA. This can still work. It's just going to be done under a different aspect, correct?
That's right.
Okay.
Yep. Still works. We still use the same platform, but if they have $3,000 and they're putting $3,000 in a Roth IRA, I've got one right now they're putting $4,000 into a Roth IRA. Okay, and they're moderate. So it really is what we're doing with that $4,000 is we're really just buying one of the moderate funds.
I got you.
But it's no load mutual fund.
So again, on that, we would just do the same thing. We'd say, hey, are you moderate, aggressive, or balanced?
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that's how we're going to decide, what we're going to buy for them.
Okay.
Troy?
Yeah.
Jim Farkas in Washington.
Yeah, hi.
Can we sign up client who has just say a simple IRA for their corporation, so there's employee and employer portions?
Oh, yeah.
Does that work for this as well?
Yep, most definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
because
there's a simple IRA application as well in the form section.
Because actually the employees are the one that own the account.
That's
even
right.
though
But
there's an employer contribution portion in it.
Yeah, but you can still set up all those employees. I mean, that's great. I mean, I've got a client right now that I've got actually several that have simple plans where the owner may be putting in $10,000 and the employees are putting in X number, and we do it the exact same way. And the employees, I mean, we still charge the employees, for instance, 1% as well to help them manage it, but they're getting the same no-load mutual funds, that sort of thing, and actually people really like it.
Okay, great.
And as opposed to paying 5% commission or something like that.
So the other question I have is about two items: one, 401k plans and solo 401ks.
Yeah, great.
This?
Yeah, great question. We actually do not use this platform for the 401ks. We have our 401k platform. We have is pretty simple as well. It's $1,500 a year in third-party administration fees, and that's it. It's $375 per quarter. It's $500 to set up. You basically have the same portfolios, that's on here, but it's not done through this system. They still have online access. The clients have online access to their account. Everything's the same, except basically it's different applications. So if you have a 401k plan, that you want to set up, or if you need to know which 401k plan is best, whether it be profit sharing or age-weighted testing, that sort of thing, we can handle all that as well. But again, everything I use is a system. And so, yes, we use the same platform as far as the portfolios go, so you can share the portfolios, but is what we do from that standpoint is we use a different third-party administrator because we want to keep the cost real low for the client.
Question, Troy?
Yeah.
What if we have a third-party administrator already for our 401k and we're using it strictly from an investment standpoint?
That's fine. You can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
We would use that platform, though?
Yeah, you can actually use this exact same platform. Forms and everything.
Okay.
Because it's at that point you're titling the account a little bit differently, as you probably know.
Correct.
And I can help you with that. I mean, if anybody has a case with that, I can help you walk you through it, so you know how to title the account and that sort of thing.
Hey, Troy, this is Scott Wakerly from Michigan.
Yeah, Scott.
I was just curious, when you got started up doing this, how did you overcome any objections from your clients? When you were trying to get get their funds over into this, as opposed to what their broker say was doing for them. To show them the difference, I guess, on what you can provide.
Yeah. Truthfully, I didn't have probably many objections because my whole stance behind offering financial services is simply this: you ask, advise, and consult. All right, and I ask them how they're doing. I show them the Morningstar portfolios. I explain to them that we are reallocating and rebalancing for them, that we're taking care of everything, on their behalf for them, right?
Right.
Okay. Let's say they're with Morgan Stanley. We're obviously looking out for our clients' best interests.
Right.
That's why we're charging anywhere from 0.5, and actually if it's over $2 million, it's 0.25%, but 0.5 to 1% on assets under management. You will find that, one, that's more competitive than the Morgan Stanleys, Merrill Lynch's of the world, and two, we're trying to use good funds and trying to create good model portfolios that are good, consistent performers. We're not throwing in a stock that we're underwriting. Okay?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, things like that. So our interests are truly the client's interests. And I really believe anyone who's even just starting out or that wants to get into this, they can set a goal they should get at least $1 million a year in assets. And so after 5 years, basically you're collecting, $40,000, $45,000 in fees year in, year out, every year. And as it grows, your check grows as well. At the end of the day, frankly, you can sell your accounting and tax practice and keep this as an annuity.
Right. Well, and probably a good time too, Troy, with just looking at sizable investments when you're doing a tax return for the client. Just even seeing when they're changing jobs, if you can get their 401k into an IRA, that's usually a sizable account. I mean, wouldn't you say that's one easy way to really throw a lot of money into this?
Yeah, in fact, that's the majority of my clients. I'd say that's probably 70% of the money I have.
Okay.
Yeah, is old IRAs, rollovers, maybe 60%, but it's right up there. And then obviously, we have a lot of clients that that whether they give us 400,000, 300, 200,000, whatever. I mean, we have a lot of those as well. But I have to tell you, in all the years that I've been doing asset management, I've lost 3 clients. That's it, 3 clients, and one left me in 1999 because he said we weren't getting 40% returns. I'm not kidding you, 40% returns, and that's what he wanted. And he left in 1999, and sure enough, he went on to lose about 72% of his portfolio in the next 3 years. The other people, one actually we've outperformed, but their brother-in-law got into the business. Right, that's going to happen. I mean, it'd just be like on our CPA side, if maybe their brother starts a CPA practice, or who knows. And I can't remember. I think the other guy, I don't know if he moved to Florida. I don't know. He just kind of fell off the face of the earth. So, but of all the clients I've had, 3. That's it. So.
No, I just have one last question here too, Troy.
Yeah.
With some of the stuff that we've gone through that people have asked about, say, different forms or different things that are offered for 401ks, Roth IRAs, do you have like any kind of a question and answer section, or like, I guess if you purchase the package and get set up with you guys, is there any kind of a booklet that we would get that would show all the different things that we can go through?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously have the plan document. And then we have a proposal that, like, if you have someone that wants to do a 401k, we actually give us the client data and information, and we'll put together a proposal for you.
Okay.
To deliver to that client, and that's what we've done in the past, and also for big clients. I think I don't know if Jeff Matthews is still on the call or not, but
yeah, I'm still on.
Okay, didn't we do a proposal for you a long time ago?
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you what, that deal just closed 2 days ago, and I want to talk to you about it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, I mean, if you have a client, with significant assets, and you want us to put together a big client proposal type thing, let us know. I mean, we'll try to help you out.
Okay. Hey, Troy, can I make a comment for you?
Yeah.
Real quick, I had a Series 6. I was with HD Vest, and, getting that thing off the ground was just difficult. Yep. I haven't seen something like this in the past, and this really blends well with a CPA firm.
Yeah.
Of all the headache I had trying to get that going, and I'm excited about this myself.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks, Jeff.
If anybody's done the Series 6 before, they know what I'm talking about. It's a lot of work for a little bit of return.
Yeah, and the problem is, I mean, you have to sell your clients on the fact that you're charging them a commission.
Yeah,
I mean, and it's 5%. And sticking with one mutual fund family. That sort of thing. As opposed to this where, we're trying to take different portfolios and putting them together for folks.
Troy, could you say a little bit more about the 65 series, like the average study time and the rate passing, or is it state specific though?
Everyone's Series 65 is the same. Okay? I mean, you're going to take the same exam. Okay. There are some state things in there, but I mean, it's really geared towards the securities industry. I think, you need to study for the Series 65. I've known some people that will study for it in 2 weeks and take it and pass it, and some it'll take 2 months to do it. If it was me, if I was a guessing person, if you sat down and really got through it, I think it'd probably take you 3 weeks to 4 weeks to really study through it and take the exam. Obviously, it's not near as hard as the CPA exam, but you do need to study. I'd say, the passing rate is probably about 75%. So, you want to take the time to go through, make sure you understand it, take all the practice exams and go back through the practice exams and reread the questions, reread the answers. I think that's one of the best ways to learn the Series 65. But I think it'll take you about a month. The whole idea here to be on the call today is really we've got a lot of time before tax season, and we want to get you guys acclimated to to getting on up and running prior to tax season, so that now's the time to be hitting clients up for money, and then also once tax season comes, it's just another easy way to bring in additional dollars. Anybody else have any questions?
A question here from Ken from Ithaca. The fee then is that our clients will be charged will be 1% charged per year, charged quarterly?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be basically 0.25% every quarter. Once it's over $500,000, then we only charge 0.75%. So the idea here is obviously, we want to get more of their assets under management, and then we give them a break on those assets above $500,000.
Great.
And by the way, I do want to mention this: all fees are negotiable by you. If you want to charge somebody 0.5%, if you want to charge everybody 0.5%, feel free. If you want to charge everybody 0.25%, feel free. If you want to do it for free, I don't know why you would, but have at it. Right? I think what we're providing here is, it goes back to the features and benefits. What we're providing here is providing absolute great benefits to our clients. Good no-load mutual funds, solid performance. That's what they're after. All right, and we have the tool to do it.
When we use the username Archer and the password finance, can we get in to see what you just show up today?
Yep.
Okay.
You have complete and full access to the website at this point in time with Archer and Finance. Because I want you guys to go out, fill out the investment advisor agreement and the U4 form, send in a check for $350. I'll send you back some information. We got to get your fingerprinted, and we'll get you set up and get you going.
Now, Troy, with the disclosure form for the fees, I think you had mentioned that as one of the forms. Does that, I guess, for CPAs, from what I've heard, you've got to disclose to the client, if you have any kind of revenue sharing. Does that cover what's required for that then?
Yep. Everything is here.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't say, hey, you get 80%, I get 20, or you get 10, or you get 90, I get 10, that sort of thing, because you don't have to disclose.
Right.
But you do, we just have to disclose that we are charging them a percent on assets, and that's what this form right here is.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why we kind of have this in here.
Yep. Wonderful.
Okay.
Do you provide some sort of marketing packet that we can, start to advertise to entice the client to work with us?
Yeah, great question. For those of you who sign up, there's a quarterly newsletter that I write every quarter. I write every article in it. Okay? When you sign up with us, you are more than welcome to use our quarterly newsletter. You don't have to pay me for it. All you have to do is pay the printing. You can have your picture on it, and with the Archer Financial Advisors Network and your firm name on it. They can both be right on it. Okay? I use a printer here. It's called Carmel Pro Printer. And once again, you can use my newsletter. You don't have to buy the newsletter. You just have to pay for the printing. Okay? They'll even do your mailing and that sort of thing. That's what I use. Okay? And I use that. And then also I send clients, I just recently sent out a client letter introducing some of them to different things and talking about the market and that sort of thing. I'm more than happy to share that exact same letter with you once you sign up, and you can put it together and mail merge it, change whatever you want on it, send it out to your clients, introducing them to not only what you're doing, but also the website. Okay, once again, we're trying to do everything for you, already taking things through the compliance side, the compliance angles, so you don't have to worry about that. The only thing you have to worry about doing is keep doing your accounting, tax, attest services, whatever it may be, and just really asking, advising, consulting, filling out these applications, and you're good. All right? Does anyone else have any questions? Okay. Well, like I said, the username is Archer and the password's Finance. I apologize for the technical errors this morning. I really do. I'm going to try to get to the bottom of it. I appreciate everyone's patience for being on here. Again, I was trying to use GoToWebinar and make it really simple for everyone. So, anyways, I really appreciate everyone's time today on the call. You're more than welcome to get a hold of me. You can email me, tpatton@coachpatton.com, or feel free to call me. I think most of you guys have my number, 1-800-800-1776. Again, if you have any other questions, feel free to call me, email me, and I'll be hopefully following up with you guys to go from there. So once again, thank you very much, and if you guys ever have any questions, feel free to call me. The website is there and open for you guys to use and go through. So good luck. Thank you. Bye-bye.